that showcase. I don't think it.
You had your competition up Saturday. Stop you. I'd like to.
Wow. Boy, I don't know. Dead flies in there.
A little bit. Yeah, I'll be staying later too. We have a company from, they're from all over, but they're doing some heating for me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord God in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The kingdom, power, and glory forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Motion was made for the minutes and the financial report.
I'll second.
Seconded, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Public comment. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I have a question for Mrs. Morrison. You're in the Historical Society yet?
Pardon?
Are you involved in the...
That's me. I know everything. If you want to buy some books, we got 10 of them now.
All right.
History.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have pictures, documents, anything for the flood of 72 or 77?
Probably somewhere.
Is there anything that's going to be part of this? The reason I'm asking, I know we have pictures and they really showcased the fire company and all the volunteerism. It would make a nice small display.
Oh, well, I could do that.
That's all I want.
I mean, you give me an idea of what you want.
Well, I'm looking up here to where we were. If you had a,
Oh, that, I did, that's the first thing I ever did.
well, if you do something similar and put like flood of 72 and ask for people to contribute pictures.
Okay, that's a good idea. Because I'm looking for pictures of the schoolhouse.
I was just crammed with volunteers, everybody jumped in.
I'm working on the
It was wonderful.
schoolhouse now, if anybody has any information.
That's all, thank you for that. And Mrs. Morrison, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, son.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
I would like to address the council.
Okay.
Actually, I'm here on behalf of myself and my neighbor Diana McCauley. And our concern is the Estetco junkyard that Jerry has over on Weaponization Road. I don't know, none of you were probably on council back in 2013, but at that time, the council had a court order requiring Jerry to fence in his trailers and campers and junk. Well, since then, he's expanded it, as you know, right over the borough line. And I would like council to send him a letter requesting that he fence in the rest of his business junkyard.
We have to go through the solicitor.
If you need to do that,
For
that's
anything we do
fine. I
there,
think
we-
she might know, I don't know if she was the same one, I don't think so back
We have
then.
to have different solicitor.
But you might need to do something like that, sure.
Okay.
But I think it needs to be addressed. Back then, it was considered a safety issue for the town, and I believe it still is. He's got more stuff there than he ever has.
You forgot about,
2013.
you didn't supposed, you
Oh,
didn't.
and that's under committee reports.
Huh?
That's under committee reports.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Call solicitor on that.
Yeah, call solicitor on that. That we recovered on anything. Okay. Who else is up?
Is there an ordinance on junk or burning in the borough?
Yes, there is.
There is an ordinance on burning and
What's the ordinance after 6?
After 6 o'clock.
after 6 o'clock.
Till what time?
After 6.
Well, you can start burning after 6.
Yeah.
Can you burn in the middle of the night?
I think it was till 11 o'clock. I
But we
don't
did
know.
adopt about what you're gonna burn too, right?
Yeah, you, it has to be like paper or wood. You can't be
Yeah.
burning plastic
You can't
and
burn
tires.
bicycles or clothes?
No rubber or anything that's chemical, fair enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, my mother's neighbor is doing this stuff. He's been burning after midnight, after 12:30 a.m. In the middle of the night, fighting, smashing windows, yelling. Most recently, I heard that he was stealing power and it blew the transformer on their block. They were all out of power for, 5-6 hours. And,
From 2 o'clock till 7:30.
yeah,
Should we go through?
Well, we can do it for the ordinance, but stealing the power and all that you have to call state police for that. We can't handle a lot of that.
okay.
And from what I
The ordinance we
understood,
can handle.
Now I recognize you.
Yeah, I didn't know you were doing it, said here.
Well, he even went over and tried to use her power, so
Yeah,
does that
he-
have to go through the state police?
yeah,
If you
yeah.
plug in
That's
on
the
her
Yeah.
side of her house.
Yeah.
What about all the junk in the yard? There was something back there.
Like they
that
pulled
was
in a
burnt,
burnt
and it's-
camper.
The junk is laying there next to her shed, like burnt ashes, and that's in
Burnt
his
wood.
yard.
We can send them a letter.
You know that? It's
I
I
little-
mean, it's too
His
much.
fires are as high as I am at night.
And this was at 12:30 a.m. She's watching this fire. I mean, he's right next to her trailer. He's right next to Amber's house. And when they were out of power, it was McCulley's across the street, and my mother, Amber, was out of power. I mean, like,
what
when
I-
does it end?
From what I understand, when Penelec came out,
Yes,
they knew of the situation, what was going on,
okay,
and the state police were notified.
okay, good.
So I don't know where it goes from there,
Right,
but I got wind of it, and from what I understand, Penelec is aware of what was going on, and they contacted the state police.
okay, good.
If he's trying to get the power off your mom's place.
He plugged in a cell phone. It's on my ring camera.
That would be that's state police issue.
Right.
And anytime he builds a fire, and if it's within footage of your property and you're afraid, call the fire company.
Yes,
Well, did I
That's-
talk to you the day he was out there burning
Yeah.
stuff? The whole block was smoking, like the whole block.
That was
And I went down, I'm staying out of it because my mother lives here, and I went down and Terry Collins was outside the fire hall, and I told him, I said, you can see the smoke everywhere. It was ridiculous, and it stunk so bad.
I don't know that it would make a difference to send him a letter, but I don't know if he even checks.
Is there even,
It probably
is there even a
won't.
mailing address anymore for
That's, I
them?
don't know.
So,
That'd be a question.
on that, like, where is his sewage going? Like, he's had no water, no power, like, where is the sewage going?
That would be a question, that would be a question for the
I
mean,
BCIMA.
Last summer, he had men living in his garage,
Yes.
and I asked them specifically, I said, are you homeless? And he said, yeah, why he's letting us live here for a bit, we're trying to get back to Katanning, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's people in and out of there all hours, bicycles, four-wheelers, all hours of the day, all hours of the night. It just doesn't matter. It's getting unreal. There's children that live there, there's elderly people that live there. Is there something we can do? Are there any
Can't we call
codes
the-
or?
Can't we call the police and put a report in?
I understand a lot of people think he's a nice guy, maybe he is, but he's on drugs.
Oh, yeah.
He's been Narcan several times to my knowledge, and it's dangerous for everyone that lives near him.
Is that his residence?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we offered to buy it several times. And the other day he told me, I'll sell this place. Are you recording this? Never mind then, I won't tell you what
You
he
can
said.
say pardon your language, you didn't say it.
Pardon
he
my
said.
language, but he said, I will sell this place to 6 fucking niggers tomorrow for a fucking $1 before I sell it to you.
Okay, all right.
That was a
Okay.
quotation.
We have to take
Yeah.
immediate action on that because.
And he also called you, what else?
And he called me a fucking helpless bitch.
I would call and report it.
Yeah.
Amber, take care of that first thing tomorrow morning, please.
So do we have to contact sewage and all that to find
I
out what
will
he's
contact
doing?
BCI man.
That's what I think, because I think as a borough resident, somebody should be taking care of something if it is being
The
dumped
water
or
can
in
be
the
shut off,
basement
but
or
the
in the
sewage is
garage.
gonna
or-
shut off.
They actually make a block that goes down in, and they can lock it.
But did they?
And it would block the water to where if they're flushing with water, it will back up.
The grass was as high as this table this summer.
But they can shut,
We own the
they
lot.
make a plug and they put a lock on top.
I will call BCI man.
We own the lot that's
Yeah.
next, that my mom's trailer is on, and the grass was this high, and Mark's like, you know, your mom's gonna get snakes and rats. Like, we need to do something. So Mark went out with a weed eater, and weed eated around everything. If he was in the house, the camper, whatever, he never came out, but Mark, like, made it where you, I mean, and you could really see the junk good then, when Mark weed eated everything. It's
You,
just
you
unreal.
remember. You
unreal. And she shouldn't have to live like that, and neither should Amber or any of the other neighbors.
Yeah, she's gonna call the cops in the morning.
It's just sad.
So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contact Rick Hoover, BCMA.
Okay.
And I'll get a hold of Amber, and then Amber will get a hold of you, and we'll get this resolved tomorrow. We're gonna get a hold of the attorney tomorrow,
I was gonna say, I'd reach out to her and see if there's anything we can do.
and.
No, BCI they can dig that up and they can cap that pipe too, worst case scenario. Because then there's no pulling the blockage out, you can't do anything then once it's
Right,
capped.
but you don't want them dumping it in the yard with.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying,
With their
that's
mom.
what
Well, once it comes in that, it
we're
could be a
wondering now.
fix.
Where it's going, is it going to be coming her way? That's why we never know what's going on.
And then if he is dumping waste in the yard, then we contact DEP.
That's what I wonder.
And then we'll get a hold of Amy from DEP.
I don't know if something's wrong with him or not, but when they first moved in there, they did talk to us, you know, and they seemed like nice neighbors, but I don't know, that changed over the year. But anyway, he told me that his mother and dad had him in and out of the hospital all the time when he was young. All his life he's had this problem. So I don't know, if he's on drugs, it's probably just making it worse.
Give it time, if we call that in and say, use the terms that she fears for her safety.
Well, she does.
I know, but I'm saying.
She's
that
not-
And
should
she's
draw-
not the only neighbor.
That should
Yeah.
draw immediate attention.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
she keeps her
right.
screen doors
Right.
locked.
That's my
and
thinking.
That's what,
Both
that's right.
doors.
But the other day,
We
whenever
have
he,
cameras everywhere.
yeah, I do
Oh, I
have
don't-
cameras, and she's like, what if he comes over here and retaliates? And so what do you do about that? You know, and I have people be like, oh, he's so nice, you know, he's like an uncle to my kids, whatever. But there's a flip side to that person.
So let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Is there stuff in his yard? Like junk?
No, yeah.
Oh my God.
So Tom, get on the phone with the attorney tomorrow. Why don't you make him a visit,
I can do that.
send letters, and then we'll take it to Judge Glass under your enforcement.
You can do that.
We'll get him.
And
Both
I mean,
ways.
have you seen the camper there?
Everything's covered with leaves right now. You're not, if you go past there and look, you wouldn't think
You
there's
think it's all
anything
covered in leaves, but the campers, he's even had a pipe coming out the side of it with smoke coming out of it, and that's dangerous to himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take care of that tomorrow, man.
Thank you, I
We
appreciate that.
He even burned an armload of clothes the other night. I seen him coming out in the fire, and he put all these clothes on the fire.
At 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You say the cutoff's 11.
I'm pretty sure if you go through the ordinance book, it's after 6, then up to 6 to 11.
So there is a code for like burning and
Yes,
junk
and what you burn.
and what you burn, okay.
I thought it was 10 o'clock. I had read the ordinance once.
Maybe ours is 10, but I thought it was 11.
Can you pull a copy of it, Amber?
Yeah, I get, yeah.
He had a fire lit about 2 feet from our shed.
Yeah,
Fran blowed the weeds away and there was a big burn spot there.
Yeah, we'll definitely act on that tomorrow, ladies.
and we did have our lot surveyed too, and when the guys were there living in the garage, I was standing out there one day, because there's like 4-wheelers and picnic, just junk, and he came out and he's like, do we have a problem? And I said, yeah, I would like you to get your shit off my property. So he moved it over a couple inches. It's just ridiculous, it's sad.
I think he has 2 fenders off the car on his porch. And he has 3 bikes and they're
Yeah,
just all
whatever.
in a pile.
But anyway, we appreciate your help,
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do what we can do for you.
thank you so much.
And the rest of the neighborhood.
And the rest of the neighborhood, yes, for sure.
Yes, the rest of the neighbors.
Okay. Moving on, who's next?
Is there anything we can do about speeders on Crestview? Lower than the speed limit or something? To all the kids, and then there's an autistic kid over there. They'd like to fly on that road.
What's the speed limit over there now, Bobby?
25.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
I know there's a statey, he generally sits, like, if you go into BCIMA, he'll generally sit on that road, or he'll sit down right before you go over the bridge, he sits back tucked, coming into Irvona. I know he sits there, you know, but I haven't seen it, because I believe he pulls everybody over in front of my
For
house.
the most part,
It's only like the
street
third and fourth and fifth.
What's that?
It's only third, fourth, and fifth, like closer to Payne's or Steubenville.
Okay.
That's the only time.
You got a daycare.
Yeah, you got a lot of traffic on that road for that.
Yes, now, Plato's with stuff in Payne's, now it's more.
Well, we could talk to the police tomorrow, we could, see if they could, you know, enhance enforcement there.
Well, the only thing is.
Yeah, we can put a sign up. Says
Is that going back, is that going back towards BCMA?
Yeah.
We can't lower it ourselves, or?
Yeah,
We could
because,
lower it,
because,
but that's not gonna slow them down though.
This is
the
true.
last time we had an issue with people speeding around on side streets, the state police told us that they can't enforce side streets. That is the borough's.
Wouldn't that be
Police.
considered a main road over there though?
Mm-mm.
Used to be,
Not going down through Crestview into.
now.
Check with the state police on that.
Yeah, see if we can find out there.
Yeah, it's a little faster then.
Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You got it.
Hey, any more public
Somebody
comments?
was wanting to know if there's any bylaws for the for the borough, or for the borough, there is not. There's many paperwork, and there's many pages of paper I went through, I've never seen bylaws.
For,
The IMA.
oh,
You mean for the IMA?
No,
Yeah.
for the borough.
We weren't talking about the borough one, IMA.
Oh,
It's the
no,
ones that
no
we're talking
bylaws, whatever. We got too many. I'm on too many organizations, I've got to do all three on this stuff. I'm tired.
Mr. President, I handed you an email with a post-it note on for you,
yes,
and then you can see the pictures.
yes.
I have pleaded with the borough to rectify an unlawful ditch. And it was part of the court order that I would be able to traverse. And some of my other items up the road can be moved behind the fence if I could traverse over that ditch. And that's my intent. And if you see, I brought in several loads of stone, put in the easement area to build that up so that I could, in anticipation for the ditch to be corrected. Now, I also gave a copy of this to Tima. Tima took me to court, and this is the order, the court order. I didn't lose my property. I still own it. They have a right to put a pipe through my property, but it has to be able to be traversed. I still have my property rights to traverse over that property. The ditch was made after the court order, and it was started, the pipe was started, but as you see in there, that pipe is half full. And if you would, I understood you were going to do that, and then you said you had to find out from DEP. But as you see, the sediment, I cleaned some of it out in the borough. But So, and in anticipation that your borough worker was going to put the pipes in. And it'll probably take 2 sections of it. And if it is a 12-inch, it'll be about $400.
Oh, yeah, I
And
hope
plus
you have
his
enough.
labor to put it in.
Yeah.
But it is a court order that I am supposed to be able to traverse over that, and I will be able to move some things behind the fence, if that is corrected. And then I will put a fence across the front of it also, to utilize that, and I'll make any fences you want.
How much longer do the people over in,
Now, Amber, did we ever decipher, now we purchased, did the borough or IMA purchase a right-of-way through there for $3,000?
They purchased, but
Who,
they didn't,
they?
TEMA, and that, you can see on the email, I directed it all to the chairman of TEMA.
So if it's a right-of-way, you can't put nothing on it anyways. Okay.
No, that's not the question. The question is to be able to traverse across it. And they promised, TEMA,
How far from the hard road is it?
you mean the initial piping that they put in? I think they put, 1 section in.
It's 63 feet to get across to where his back fence is.
So Jerry, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What year was that, 2013?
Is
And was
it
that
going
in
Dawn
front-
McCauley, PJ,
And was that
we
in
purchased?
front of the Honorable James Hopkins?
No. This went to Common Pleas Court. And TEMA took me to, they did
That
a
was after
declaration of
that. That was
taking.
after that, I was on the island.
And they lost the case. And I retained ownership of that.
That's a different-
They bought the right to put a pipe through my property.
John, that's another.
But the surface rights remain my property and my wife's. And in my preliminary objection, not all defendants were named. My wife was never named. She could bring a case against TEMA. And according to the gentleman that by court order, they were in, 3 times they were in contempt of the court. That's just TEMA. It's not the present TEMA officers. But they were ordered the last time to come at the side of my property and to amicably resolve this. And they wouldn't. They did cry. I have the tape. They didn't want me to tape it, but I said, you have 3 witnesses here. I have nobody. And I have my tape recorder. And they started crying about their legal expenses. I think it was over $25,000 at that time. If they would have came to me and asked me, they would have saved $75,000, but they took me to court to take my property, but they lost. And it went to arbitration, and I was paid a settlement for the usage of going under my property.
Is there do you have something in writing that
Oh
says?
yeah, it's on,
Can I
it's
say
a court
something?
document.
Can I say something? That junkyard is a disgrace to the people who live over there.
That's a business.
It's nothing but a
It's
junkyard.
business. I pay taxes, and all of that
Where's
is
your do you have a
money.
sign? Do you
That
have a
is
license?
money.
We're not here to arbitrate the junkyard right now.
No. So who purchased it? IMA? Is it Or the basic- borough?
Is it
It
basically?
sounds like the IMA did.
The
Amber, you never
The
found
IMA
nothing?
I talked to Don McCauley about it, and he said he couldn't give me the year, and I've been looking through the minute book, but I haven't came across anything yet.
If it was
And there
IMA,
was
it
no
may have never
easement
come through
right
our, may
for
have never come to
an
this
open
meeting.
ditch.
I mean, like where I live in McCary Township, I mean, if it's, so it would be IMA's right away across his property is what you're saying?
If they purchase that,
Subsurface.
yeah.
So why don't we supply the pipe and you pay to put it in?
I'd be glad to put it in myself. I'll put it in
No,
tomorrow.
you can't do that, Jerry, because you gotta follow DEP regulations.
Yeah, but if we supply
Well, yeah.
him with 3 sections of pipe,
Yes, that would.
No need to climb DPP there.
This is not going to. You're getting sediment washing down through there now with an open ditch.
well, you're gonna have it with pipe regardless.
Chairman,
Yes.
a while back, when I bought my property, I contacted my attorney while we were still going through the closing. I wanted to know about the right-of-way pertaining to the water main that ran up through my property. And I was told I can farm, I can do what I want,
You just can't build on it.
you can't put any permanent structure of any type, and whatever you have on the right-of-way has to be easily moved.
Yes.
That's what they told me then, if that helps.
At this point, there's nothing on the easement.
But we still have to hear from DEP whether we can put a ditch into the trout stream. Where did that ever go, Dave?
They won't give you no answers. I mean, at this point, if we supplied the pipe, all we're doing is giving him the pipe. If he puts it in, that's on him.
So if we give him the pipe, he's gonna have to meet the spec regs of DEP.
Yes, he will be responsible for whatever happens.
We should contact our solicitor to make sure.
Yeah.
And just go that route, and if that, I'm fine with that.
If
that's-
DEP
it'd be
has
60
an
feet
issue
apart.
of
And I believe
a
it's 14
ditch,
inch.
then I would
Last time I
request
measured.
that the ditch be taken completely out and the pipe that's there taken completely out, and you run your ditch down the edge of the road. That's my request.
You want to look into it a little bit further.
Because those were all
We're
original
trying to
cross
get to the
drains
bottom of this quick,
for
sooner
the
than
borough
later.
property.
Yeah, I have no problem giving a pipe,
Yeah.
get it done and over with.
That's where I'm going with it.
I have one objection, so it's on record. It wasn't, those were not cross drains there. I dug a ditch myself and put pipe in, and the former mayor had it all dug out. I got pictures of it, had it all dug out. So if DEP says that you can't put a lateral line down through there, I formally request, respectfully, that you take it all out of there.
But you did put a 4-inch on your own along the road, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Only because it's running into my that's unlawful what you're doing right now. It comes across the road and dead ends. And all of my property down below that, it's just, the water goes everywhere and it's a swamp. And I don't want it to be named as a wetlands, because it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to look into it a little bit more.
Thank you, Mr.
We're trying to
President.
work with you, Jerry.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
my memory of that road, I walked it a lot. And when they put that borough, when they crossed over from Hemlock Hopkins, all they did was Giles and Mr. Lucas would go over with that Ford converted tractor backhoe, and they would just back up like 10, 20 feet into the swamp, and so that there was no pipe beyond that. I remember it well, I trapped that.
And I'll bring one more point. There was a railroad abutment the whole way there. I brought, in 1995, I brought a dozer in and leveled that area. Because it was higher. If you go down to the new owners and see where Lucas's house used to be, you see that abutment there?
Yeah.
So there was never a drain down through there. And that's,
I remember that.
so.
That was opened a few years ago.
So the only one that put a drain in is, I was trying to control the
Yes, I
water.
was swimming over there.
Okay.
And I should have came to council, and I apologize for not coming to council.
Let's have a good stay, let's call him.
Any more
Thank you,
pub-
Mr.
Yes,
President.
you're welcome. Any more public comments?
I'm good.
Okay. Committee report.
Okay, just wanted to give a shout out to our fire company. They sponsored a barbecue and donated the money to the Veterans Association, $1,350. I was blown away. Seriously, that's awesome. Since then, we've actually gotten more donations from around town. People are very generous. We did well at our fall festival. They made almost $1,000 on that. And we're getting there. We still have some to make up for the money that we had to put out for the repairs. But they are done, and hopefully that wall will last. Those walls will last another 10 or 12 years.
Yeah, and the guy that did it said he'd be checking on it all the time, make sure it's okay.
Yeah, he's gonna do like a yearly check just to see if anything needs done. We had the tops of the walls slanted so that the water would run off instead of down through. Everything was just kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
Everything was sinking and, yeah. So it's just amazing what a little town can do for you. It's amazing. Appreciate him.
Any more committee reports?
No.
Yeah, it's up to you, Mr. Mayor.
I just got a couple things, we'll make it quick here. It was a nice turnout for the Irvona event committee. They had a lot of food vendors there. I think my wife stopped at every food vendor. The pie eating contest, I do that every year. It just seems to get more traction more and more every year, but they had a good turnout. Trick or treating, that was different this year. I think the wife and I counted, I think we had 96 or 86 trick or treaters. I started getting a little bit worried when it started getting dark out because you had a couple jerks that want to fly up 53, and these kids were coming in, groups, and I had to call the fire company a couple times, and they responded right away. We're gonna have to really. I know that a lot of people liked it, but at the same time, I was getting a little nervous, like the kids on the roads and everything. But last year, I called Penelec about the power outages, and they didn't do it in the winter last year, so I'm going to be calling them again, because like I told them last year, it's a burden on us because for 6 hours, we got to get a hold of the fire company and set up a plan, and it's just, you have elderly people here for 6 hours with no power, no furnace running. That's a little bit extreme, but they didn't do it last year, so I'm going to make another phone call this year. And I got with the assistant chief, and they're up in Clearfield 911 for a meeting tonight. I'm going to get with them, getting a plan in place with the fire company for winter in case we do have a power outage. I know the bus company works with the fire company. That way the elderly have somewhere to go in case we're out of power for like a day or two. So that's in the works too. So that's all I got.
Okay. Maintenance.
Well, all our winter stuff's ready. We have it ready to go. Speaking of power, Bert donated a pretty nice little generator, so we can keep power here if we need to.
Okay.
He got a new one, gave us our old one. It's in the basement.
Okay.
We've had a culvert issue in Crestview since I worked for Todd, 16, 17 years. So what we come to is the old basin has 4 pipes going into it. They're formed in it. So Bert and I, we got our new multi-saw, so we can cut concrete and everything. So we priced a new culvert grate. Dixon has one, it's a 6-footer, is what we need, but we're looking at $800. But it's something that probably needs done, or we can try, we have one, we can try to use 2, but even one of his smaller ones are $550. So what I'm asking is, we have, like Bobby said, there's a autistic kid over there that rides a 3-wheeler bike, and the girl that lives there now, the house was vacant for years, now she has 3 little boys and it's at a bus stop. If we could approve that, to get on that immediately. It's kind of rough. I know $800 sounds quite a bit for it, but it's a lot better than a lawsuit. Yeah. It's a 5-foot deep culvert, and I think it's 32 inches wide by 6 foot, and it's a wide open hole. Right at a bus stop, Yeah. I think it's something that needs addressed, that Bert and I could get on before the snow flies.
Yeah, before the ground freezes. I agree with that.
You can dig it with a tractor.
No, we just got to use the saw and cut the box to make the new cover fit. Instead of, if we put a whole new box in, we're looking at about $6 grand. Excavating the box, the grate and all, compared to $800.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made by Mark, second by Chippy. All in favor?
And this will be for Dixon Precast.
Dixon Precast for $800.
Yeah.
All in favor? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you. Other than that, we're good to go. We removed the power in the old hose shed, so now we have a light switch. We have lights, we can get right in from the back if we need to be.
How are we on salt, baby?
Salt, anti-skids all delivered. It's all full. So we're ready to roll. Hopefully we don't need it. No, we're good to go. And we're gonna shut the restrooms down Monday. if that's okay.
Yep.
You know, gets part sealed up and done. That's all I got.
Correspondence. Decorating committee? Dear council members, 10/3/24. The Irvona Borough Holiday Decorating Committee needs a new location to place our letters to Santa's mailbox. In years past, we used a spot in front of the fire hall. The spot has now been made into a flower bed. We would appreciate you helping and granting us permission to place the mailbox in our yard here up front. It has its own stand, so no way will it damage the building. We will set it up around Thanksgiving time and remove it the week before Christmas. Other decorations will be set up, which will come down sometime in January. Thank you for your time, and we hope to hear from you soon. The IBHDC crew, Secretary Kate Hutton.
I got no problem.
Yeah, we don't even need a motion for that, I don't believe.
No.
Let's see, you just put that out there. And then as long as the lights are working, it'll be,
Pretty cool.
yeah. Okay. Got all the correspondence we had? Okay, old business. Okay, nothing old. New business, the budget.
Yeah.
Mr. President, is that a proposed budget, or, so you're not gonna be voting on it tonight?
No, we already looked it over, and we're gonna,
It's been advertised then?
yeah, I think we're gonna vote, it's been advertised?
No, we advertised this one for 10 days.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Those numbers.
I'll make a motion to adopt it.
Okay, the motion is made to adopt the budget.
I second it.
The second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. And tax collector.
I put an advertisement out in the progress for tax collector because I'm hoping that I can be done with the collecting at the end of the year. It's just become too much for me. I have too much on my plate. I did call Clearfield County and ask them what would happen if we didn't get a tax collector, and she said it automatically falls on the secretary, which is me. Again, it kind of puts me in a tough spot because I do not have time to do the taxes whatsoever. So hopefully someone can step up and be the tax collector. Yeah, so hopefully
Well, we did tell you if it was
too much.
too much,
I can be
Yep.
done, but Clearfield County said I would have to do it.
we'll figure something out, kiddo.
Okay.
When does Mrs. Henry's commission end? When would she have to be reelected?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. She was someone come up the last ballot.
I feel like it's not till
3 more
Yeah.
years.
3 more years, yeah. I don't have my paper here.
Mr. President, I would set forth that a tax collector from another jurisdiction can be a tax collector for you. I offer that unless somebody volunteers to take the position.
No thanks.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Well, we'll see if we get anyone to apply. When did you advertise for that?
About a week ago, 2 weeks.
Have you heard anything?
No.
Okay.
I have the education and all the credentials
You
for
do,
a
you
tax.
do, you do Coalports.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll let you know on that, Jeremy.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. If there's nothing else,
One last little comment. Park and the levy look great all year. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Great job. Great job, Dave.
Did you have something, Henry, that while you're here?
Just here to listen in, just see what's going on. We're just fixing up, doing what we can to get the fields ready for next year. We got a load of dirt in for to spread for next year, and we're gonna try and get the weeds taken care of in the fields. Gonna probably order some more gravel so we can fill in the dugouts more. They seem to have a lot of water in them. Anytime we got rain in, it would just flood the whole dugout, especially on the volleyball field. Those dugouts are sunk in pretty good.
Right.
So we're gonna put more gravel in those. Just do some regular maintenance to try and prepare for next year. Also, we were still thinking about trying to figure out a way to put some drainage in to run from maybe like the playground the whole way over towards the levee, just to drain, because I know in the springtime this past year we had huge puddles of water, just ponds for weeks. So I'm gonna look into that and see what we can come up with as far as options, and maybe present that in the future here.
The last time I seen you, did you get your signs for down there?
Not yet. Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Yeah, that park's been, it's just so well lined, that's always followed there as long as
You
I've ever known.
down 2 feet, you get water.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're just trying to come up with options, because, I mean, we had to cancel quite a few games at times this year because of the rain. So, just trying to figure out how we can get more game options there and eliminate, having to cancel things.
Yeah.
Especially since we're looking at having a bigger season this year. We're bringing in more kids, and we're looking at different options for more teams altogether. So, yep, do what we can.
Hopefully you'll be able to keep up in the concession stand.
Well,
that's your moneymaker there.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Fundraisers really made a big difference this year for offsetting costs. So we're looking at the day in the park really was a good turnout this year. So we're hoping we can do that again next year.
Did you ever have anybody reach out to the Pirates?
We have not. No. Yeah.
That's who paid to have a backstop and stuff built for the team.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at lighting and stuff too. That's a huge thing that we're trying to figure out. Whether to just replace what we have or actually look into a whole new system. And yeah, I guess based on trying to think how they worded it. We are a non-profit, but because we're under the borough, we can't get the kind of funding that other places would be able to get, because we
yourself.
Yeah. So that's kind of something we're trying to figure out how to.
Have you applied to DCNR? They have lots of money, but you have to go to the seminars. If you don't go to the seminars, they told us to get up and leave because.
Yeah.
So it takes some time.
Okay.
But they have lots of money.
Yeah.
That's what they told us.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got lots of projects in mind. It's just a matter of which one's more pertinent at the time. So we'll start in the spring and see what we can come up with.
Okay.
Motion we adjourn.
Motion made to adjourn. Seconded, all in favor?
Ladies, you'll be hearing from us tomorrow.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Before you leave, come on.